I've had a little break. I've had family over. We've been dealing with some health issues. We're getting things worked out as a family. All is well. I hope you're doing well as well. Egypt. Egypt's soccer violence. You know, a lot of people look at this, the 70 dead and this tragedy, this soccer violence is shocking, when in fact, it's more of an indicator. It's like taking the temperature of a country who's ill. Egypt has a lot of issues right now. Egypt is like a human who's sick. And a sports game is a great way to know how well or sick a country is. When things aren't going well, crazy things happen out on the sports field. People are very passionate about sports, and I think this is why. Because they're ridiculous. Here you got a country where the people need more freedoms, and life isn't what it could be. Yet what you've got is two opposing teams that really are all just your countrymen. We pit them against each other so we can have a battle, so we can have an election, a fair election, and we can vote. We can vote, this is my team. I love my team. I hate your team. In a country where we don't have the freedoms of voting, or when we finally can vote, we don't get the results we want. We can't seem to get the results we want in an election. There's always so much compromise. But in a sporting arena, you pick your team, you root for your team, and if your team wins, you've won the election. You're victorious. Here in America, when I was a teenager, amongst the cowboys that I hung out with, some of them like Ford pickups, and some of them like Chevy pickups. And we got all these rivalries between Pepsi and Coca-Cola. I'm a Coca-Cola person. Well, I'm a Pepsi person. It's like you think you have this power to vote. You're deciding. And the only things we're really allowed to decide definitively about are trivial events like sports. But we pump sports up to be such a big deal that we actually feel like if we root for our team, that somehow we have power. That we have put all of our eggs in the basket of this particular team. And when they win, we have a definitive victory and life is good. If we win. But if you're lucky and there's two teams, you only win half the time. So people are unhappy at least half the time. If you're in America and you're a particular football fan, you like one team and there's dozens of teams, you're almost never happy. Yet, you feel that you can finally, in this one little arena of sports, you can finally have a say. You can finally have your way. You can finally say, I vote for them. And they're my team. This is my family and we're going to win. But it's all just a smoke and mirrors. It's nothing. So if you're a big sports fan and you're crazy for sports and your life is turning upside down because your country isn't going the way that it's supposed to go, I say don't invest all of your emotional energy in victories that are hollow and shallow and worthless like sports. Invest your time and energy into trying to attain those freedoms that the country prefers us to have. Many sports fans, and sports fans that are so focused on trivial sports that they lose sight of the real power, which is it doesn't matter whether you like Coke or Pepsi or Ford or Chevy or Raiders versus Niners. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.